Okay, hello everybody. I'm Craig Wiley with eXp Realty and Best Calgary Real Estate Deals. So I'm partnering with parkbench.com to sponsor neighborhoods to try and get people interested in shopping local. Today I'm here with business owner Marty Baer. Hi Marty.
Hi Craig.
How you doing?
Good.
Good.
No complaints.
So how are you? Tell us about your business.
Well, we're veterinarians. We own and operate the Cranston Veterinary Hospital in the Cranston Shopping Center, where the
Right.
Sobeys is there.
Yeah.
Business was started in 2009. We took over the business, purchased it, my wife and I, in 2012. Brought on two new partners in 2017, 18. And we're still going. We're still going strong.
Right.
I think a fairly classic small animal veterinary practice in one of our classic outdoor Calgary shopping malls.
Right. Is there a reason why you picked Cranston?
Why we bought that practice particularly?
Yeah, just was it a thing you wanted to be in Cranston for a particular reason, or
Close to our house.
yeah?
Yeah, we lived in Mackenzie Lake, and my previous practices, I was downtown, and it was a long drive, right, to get downtown.
Yeah.
We were on 10th Avenue and 18th Street, so basically by the GSL Chrysler dealership across 9th Avenue from the bus depot.
Yeah.
So it was a long drive every morning. Glenmore and Crowchild, and it was a pain in the rear end. So when we sold that practice, which we did in 2010, I said, okay, my next project that I take on is not going to be that far away. So Cranston was an opportunity that came up for us to purchase it in 2012. And we thought, well, we can ride our bike. We can, it's a 5-minute car ride. So that's how we ended up in Cranston.
Yeah,
and
perfect.
Craig, we had done the demographics. I mean, we had studied the neighborhood. It was a fairly young neighborhood at the time, with a lot of exposure to, I think at the time there were going to be 20 to 25,000 families living in Cranston.
Right.
And I liked the geography of it in the sense that it was bordered by the Bow River. It was bordered by 22X, what we call 22X and Stony now, and the Deerfoot. And to the south, it's Okotoks, for heaven's sakes, right? So it was the kind of commercial area that I thought would lead to lots of growth for our business, because there was no other commercial center in Cranston, because it's big enough for a commercial center, but it's not big enough for multiple commercial centers. And the vast majority of people in our business who choose a veterinarian, personality is important. That is very true. Quality, yada yada yada, but location is
location, right?
Yeah. So we, I knew that we would have to do a really bad job and be really poor at what we did in order to not grow in a growing neighborhood without the ability. I mean, it's not like a neighborhood in the city center where a person has 8 veterinary clinics within 2 square miles they can choose from. In Cranston, you either leave the neighborhood or you stay with us, and it's worked out well from that standpoint, in that the core of clients that we have are from Cranston. We've done a good enough job to keep them, and that core number of veterinary clients in Cranston continues to grow because the neighborhood has just gotten fuller and fuller. 10 years ago, there are a lot of empty homes, right? Houses being built, and now they're all full of families, right? So,
the amount of growth in that neighborhood is amazing.
Yeah, it's been wonderful.
It's so close to Auburn Bay too, about COVID-19. How has it impacted your business, or has it?
Oh no, it has substantially. It has in terms of the way we operate. Our revenue and the business side of it is acceptable. we're very lucky because there's lots of other professional practices that are closed. You know, the optometrists, the chiropractors, the dentists of the world, they're all out of work. And we're extremely lucky that we were deemed essential services so that we didn't have to close down. And obviously we were always to keep our employees. We haven't had to lay anyone off.
Yeah, that's nice.
We're all still busy, right? We're still working. What COVID has done is it's restricted the amount of people that we can bring into the practice at one time. We have a locked door policy, but a locked door policy means you can't just walk up and walk in. We need to know you, what you want. We need to have a conversation with you. We decide whether or not it's acceptable for you to come in or not, but we will, and we do open the door for clients when we come to the mutual decision. They're not at risk, we're not at risk. And then we're abiding by all of the normal precautions, like we don't shake hands, we don't touch, we maintain distance, we sanitize everything, and we don't allow the clients to come into the back, into the treatment area. We only allow them to come into the exam rooms, and they have to stay there. So far, so good. For us, you know, it really is a compromise because we could take it that step that many practices have where no one comes in. The door is locked. You go to the car to get the patient, you bring the patient in, you phone them, you discuss it, you do everything online, and off they go. But I look at that and think, that just doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, if you're going out to their car, for heaven's sakes, and you're getting a hold of the patient, and you're holding on to the owner's leash and they're 2 feet away from you, well, for heaven's sakes, why don't they just come in, right?
Yeah.
So,
as long as you're being careful, I think it's okay, right?
I think I mean, we're taking a lot of precautions, but we're also using some common sense here. You know, I don't want to get too judgmental, but it seems to me that some of this has just gotten a bit overdone. So I think what we're doing is reasonable. I think we're protecting our employees, we're protecting ourselves, we're protecting our clients from us exposing them.
Right. That's what really matters, really.
Yep. And I'm hopeful over the next month or two, this kind of goes away, for heaven's sakes, or at least dies down, so that we can get to back to some semblance of normality. And also, if we reach that point, well then, you know, then everyone else can get back to work, because if everyone else is out of work, sooner or later, it's not just my business that's going to die. Everyone's business is going to die sooner or later. We're as a veterinary, I mean, we are very discretionary in spend for people. I mean, in some point it is true. Yes. I mean, your dog gets sick, you got to do something, but at the same time, you know, at some point, if people are all out of work, well, they're not going to have any money left to take care of their animals. And
absolutely.
So
everything's connected.
So I guess the simple answer to your question is, so far, so good.
Yeah, good. So I don't know. I'm sure you've been asked this a few times lately. Can your dog or cat get COVID-19?
No, it appears not. Now, there have been some studies done that they're potentially can carry the virus, but don't shed it. But they can be a fomite, in the sense that a fomite means just a vehicle of transmission. Meaning, if someone who has COVID touches their animals and they touch their collars, right? They touch their leashes, and then they come into us. Well, if that is done within a short period of time, several days, it's possible that they could carry COVID that way. So it's probably more likely, if a dog or a cat's going to infect someone, it's via being a fomite or a transmitter, by touching them, as opposed to them expiring it to your respiratory, as opposed to a cat coughing on you.
Yeah.
Cats do get coronavirus. I mean, we see coronavirus in cats. It's a very important disease called FIP, feline infectious peritonitis, caused by a coronavirus. And dogs, when they're puppies, can have a coronavirus, but it's not the same. It's not COVID, but it is a coronavirus.
It doesn't affect us.
Doesn't affect us. It barely affects them. It certainly affects cats. I shouldn't say that. It's a very important disease in cats. But coronavirus in young dogs is completely incidental. It means nothing.
Right. So, do you have pets?
Yes, we have 3.
3. Wow. So you're busy then.
Yeah. We have 3 dogs, and one of them is a young puppy. She's only a little over 6 months, so she's a handful.
Yeah, I bet. Awesome. So I see some guitars back there too.
Yeah, yeah, there's a fair
A
amount of them
collection.
actually. Yeah. It's a lifelong hobby, lifelong thing.
Well, next time you'll have to sing us a song.
They get they get a lot of use. Yeah.
Good, good. Then I gotta ask you, hypothetically, if the NHL didn't postpone their season, who would have won the cup?
Boston Bruins,
Yeah.
I think. Makes me sad to say it, but they were probably, I mean, they were the number one team in the league at the time. I would I would I, I think everyone would have had a hard time beating Boston.
Yeah.
I think they would have been the favorite. Tampa Bay was also very strong. It's possible St. Louis too. St. Louis as a carryover. I mean, they won last year, and they were probably still one of the strongest teams in the West. St. Louis Blues were one of those teams that I think in many ways are built for the playoffs. They're big, they're
Yep.
tough,
They're tough.
a lot of depth in the lineup. Right? It wouldn't be Edmonton or Calgary, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Who did
But
you want to win?
who did I want to win? Well, Calgary, obviously, but
Yeah,
I would absolutely agree. Boston.
yeah.
Boston would have done it.
Boston probably would.
I had to ask just because I knew you're a big hockey fan. So.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I still play a lot. Obviously, our season kind of got toasted because they closed the arenas on us.
Yeah,
But we're lucky. I mean, we played until I think mid-March, and we were getting very suspicious they were going to shut the arenas down. So we really only had a couple of weeks left in our season anyway, and they shut it down. But I play summer hockey usually, and that's done. We're not going to be doing that. So it's time to golf.
Yeah, which I hear they're going to open up right away. So
I think Monday. I think they're going to get things going on Monday.
Perfect. All right. So yeah, I know you're busy, so I'll let you get back to it.
Did I kind of answer the questions?
Yeah, that was good. Absolutely. Maybe one more, if you had to give advice to any other business owners, what would it be?
What would it be? Well, I can only speak from my personal experience, and in my experience in my career, I've been a veterinarian for 30 years. I've always owned my own business. I've never worked for anyone. I did, I guess, at the very beginning, but I wasn't really employing material. I was, I think, too single-minded about what I thought I wanted to do. So I went out very quickly and bought my own practices, and I've been my own boss, I guess, ever since. And I think the secret for me throughout my career was to never forget what it was that I did. And what it was that I did was provide good veterinary care. And
Save lives.
There's a lot of things that overall, my career has been quite successful. I've certainly made some mistakes. And from a business standpoint, certainly from a medicine surgery standpoint, I made lots of mistakes. And anyone who says they didn't is just a bald-faced liar.
Just lying.
But I would say that my success from the business standpoint was I certainly took a lot of risks. I owned a lot of real estate in the company, in the practices that I owned. I was involved in a partnership, 4 of us, who built the largest veterinary practice in Canada in the mid 2005 2006. That's
wow, awesome. Good for you.
Downtown Calgary. That was a very, very big project for just 4 veterinarians to do. It would be unheard of for them to do that today. It's all corporate now. These big practices are owned by corporations, but the 4 of us went out on a limb. We borrowed a lot of money. We second mortgaged our houses. We took serious risks financially to do this, and it worked out very well.
Good.
But at the same time, running that huge emergency specialty practice, we never forgot what it was that we were in the first place, which was that we were veterinarians, that we were surgeons and an emergency doctor. And we focused on making sure we provided that service to the best ability that we could for a really long time before we worried about the business side of it. We always felt the business side of it would take care of itself if we took care of our fundamental business, which was vet medicine.
Absolutely.
I mean, the common business phrase people always say is don't forget, don't stick to your knitting, right? Don't try to be something that you're not. And we weren't real estate developers. We weren't, we were veterinarians. Now, that being said, once we felt we had that core behind us, developing the building and developing the real estate part of that and developing those things was important too. But we had lots of people to help us do that. But we stuck to what we did. So if I was a lawyer, or I ran a laundromat, or I wanted to start a convenience
or we're in real estate,
whatever that is, I would never get very fancy until I stuck to what my fundamental core focus should be. And your primary focus should be what it is that you do, and get really good at that, and make sure that you're providing the service, make sure you're providing the skill level, make sure you're providing the end goods that people expect of you. And once that's done, you can start doing other things. But
yeah, I think that's good advice. Absolutely.
Don't forget what it is that you do in the first place, because without that, you're going to lose your focus really quickly.
Nothing else matters really.
Yeah. That's right.
Awesome.
Did I answer that question?
And yes.
And I didn't know it was coming, so I had to think for a minute. Well,
it's a
ways to answer that question, right?
But
fundamentally, in my career, it was remembered what it was that I was in the first place.
Just keep it simple, right?
Yeah, keep it simple. Keep it simple. Right.
Do what you do. Awesome. So, what's the best way to get a hold of you guys?
We're the Cranston Veterinary Hospital. People find us. We have a Facebook page. We have a website. We have Instagram. We have all those kinds of things. We're listed online. So anybody who is in the Cranston area who is looking for small animal veterinary practice, a privately owned small animal veterinary.
Absolutely,
practice, not a corporate practice. Just Google Cranston Veterinary Hospital. And what's interesting is the Cranston Veterinary Hospital. A lot of people who Google us, I shouldn't say a lot, but it's happened numerous times. There is a Cranston Veterinary Hospital in Rhode Island in the United States. And we get people phoning us and contacting us online from Rhode Island. And we point out to them, that we're not in Rhode Island. So
that's a long commute.
So just make sure if you do Google the Cranston Veterinary Hospital that you find the one in Calgary, not Rhode Island.
That would help, yes.
That'd be a long drive.
Absolutely.
Putting your cat in the carrier and driving it to Rhode Island, what's that, about a 5-day trip or something? It'd be a long way.
Yeah, might not make it.
Yeah, exactly. I hope that helps.
Awesome. Yeah, okay. Well, thanks for taking the time out of your day to do this.
Time to go take the dog for a walk.
Yeah, awesome. Have fun. And yeah, if you're a small business and you want to get interviewed, you can contact me at craig@bestcalgaryrealestatedeals.com. And thanks for taking your time. Thanks again.
Thanks very much. Bye, Craig.
Take care.